Greetings, welcome to Vibeology, a show about music, pop culture, the occult, and everything in between. Today I want to talk to you about Madonna and what can be said about Madonna that already has not been said 8 million times by every single person in the media, the public, gay people, whether it's her influence on fashion, her dud of a movie career, her string of hits for the past 3 decades, her controversies, what has not been said about her. So I wanted to take a little bit something different and talk about my top 10 Madonna songs that either people haven't heard, they don't give a fuck about, or just generally not as highly promoted. Now, these can be songs that were released with no promotion, released with promotion but still didn't do well, or songs that just weren't released, period, as a single. Um, album tracks, B-sides, anything like that. Anything's up for grabs. And I want anyone, all my tens of fans, to post in comments what their favorite songs are. I'd like to know. I really would. So my first song, and this is in no particular order, it's literally just 10 songs that I just fucking love. The first one that comes to mind is Where Life Begins. Madonna and New York Jazz, they belong together. They belong together. I can't sing, and I don't like that song. Where Life Begins, I think, is the Madonna song that I just fucking love. And I probably listen to it more than any other song, to be honest. It's smooth jazzy, it's chill, it's sexy, it's everything. I mean, it's awesome. It's an amazing song. It's on her Erotica album from 1992, and I first heard it when I was actually like 11. No idea what it meant. I remember thinking the video would have been her kind of literally having dinner like in a candlelit restaurant. So I didn't understand the concept. Now I know it's about, getting eaten out as a woman or a man, or a man. So basically, it's the song, I would say, if someone doesn't like Madonna, but they do like music, like they like jazz, they like funk, they like trip hop, I would say check the song out. It's an amazing song. I love it. I've loved it for years. I've listened to it so many times. And definitely I would say it's better than half of her singles. It doesn't get any attention. It really doesn't, but I want to give it some attention. Where Life Begins from 1992. Number 9. Well, like I said, no real. The next song I would say would be Paradise. Not for me, from her music album 2000. It was her first song that she wrote with Mirwais. Please forgive me if I mispronounced her French producer's name. From 2000. It's a very dark, melodic, moody song. It's very electronic, very chill. You can kind of see a theme here. It's very chill. I love it. I think it's an amazing song. It has this amazing chorus. It was shown on as a video kind of thing on the Drowned World tour she did in 2001, and then she did sing it live actually for her Confessions tour. So that would have been cool. I never got to see the Confessions tour in person because she never came to Atlanta where I was living at the time. I mean, the song is just so amazing, and it's like, this is the same singer who did I Like a Virgin, or even Music. Even if you put it next to Music, it's like, whoa, this is the same artist, because she just goes out there. It's not so far. It's not Bjork. It's not, avant-garde necessarily, but I think it's very different for her, and she's very comfortable with it, and I think it's an amazing song. It's something I definitely suggest, again, to someone who likes music but doesn't like Madonna. Anyways, next song that I love that most people have never heard of is a little song called, again from Erotica, is Bad Girl, which went to number 36 on the charts. I think number 10 in Britain, and I think it was a moderate hit in Europe and Japan, stuff like that. The video is beyond amazing. It was directed by David Fincher, who went on to direct Fight Club and other movies. It's just an amazing song. It's very R&B stylish type music of the time. It's very much of its time, and she's only performed it live once on SNL, 1993 is when the single was released. I don't get why the song. I know at the time she had her sex book, the erotica album, Body of Evidence. It was all sex, 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 and so there was a lot of negative press about Madonna at the time. And Bad Girl came out at that time, but to go to even number top 40, number 36, that's pretty big deal. So I actually think it's her best ballad. I think it's very heartfelt. I mean, she talks about basically being too dysfunctional to maintain a relationship that she knows is good for her. And it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a common thread, because she doesn't really sing songs about I love you, you love me. It's usually I love you, you hurt me, or I'm leaving, or I'm strong enough to make it. It's always, she always has these songs that are kind of either I left the relationship, or I'm going to, or I need to, or I'm glad I did. This song talks about her being at fault, and I think it's one of the few songs that does, at least does well. It's probably her most melodic song. It's very, I don't want to say dark, but it's a very depressing pop song, and it was on pop radio during the time of I Will Always Love You, Boys to Men, Mariah Carey. It didn't fit, and it didn't do well either. But I could talk about it for days and days. It's an amazing song. I really do love it. I really do. Okay, next song, Inside of Me. I love Inside of Me. It's from the Bedtime Stories album, 1994. I'm sorry, four. Yes, four. It's probably her smoothest, like most sensual song. Even though I think the song is about her mother, she's expressed that in interviews multiple times. It's beautiful. It's not a ballad. I would just say it's a gentle lullaby-esque R&B, New Jack Swing kind of jam. It's everything. It's, you can dance to it, you can make love to it, you can cry to it, you can relax. I mean, it's just, you can drive to it. You can. I mean, if you play it loud enough, you can probably dance to it at the club a little bit. I mean, it's just an amazing song, and it fits so many genres, so many moods in once, and that's really magical. And you would think the song would be about, oh fuck me, I want to feel you inside me, I love the way you feel inside. No, it's about her mother, and or you could interpret it as a lost love, and like you always be inside me, like inside my heart. And I think I think it should have been a single. It wasn't a single because I thought it was actually commercial enough, but that album, I mean, you had four different singles on there that just had nothing to do with each other. So I guess it makes sense they wouldn't want to do a Take a Bow. It's kind of like Take a Bow. It's the more sweet melodic, so I can understand why. The next song that I wanted to talk about is a song she did with Ricky Martin. Now, I'm not a fan of Ricky Martin at all. The song is called Cuidado con mi corazón, Be Careful. It was done with William Orbit. She wrote it with him. It's from his. It actually was on Ricky Martin's album in 1999, and is the only reason I bought that album. I hated La Vida Loca. Anyway, so it's a beautiful love song, even though she repeats her lyrics a few times. Like the first verse and the second verse are kind of the same thing. So it's very dreamy. There's like a Latin flavor to it. It's electronic, and yeah, I would say it's one of her best songs. And it's from the Ray of Light era. It sounds like Ray of Light. It has that feel to it, but it also has like a more of a Latin feel, which I feel she's always done really well, really, really, really well with Latin music. So I give her props to that. And it actually was planned to be a single, but they couldn't have a schedule. Her and Ricky couldn't do a schedule thing to get together to do a video, so it was never released. Or no, it was never filmed. I heard there were remixes done by Pablo Flores, very popular remixer, especially with Jennifer Lopez, Ricky Martin, Gloria Estefan. And he even did Don't Cry For Me Argentina. It's never been released. I've never heard of a leak. Would be awesome to hear, because he's amazing and the song is amazing. I can only imagine the remix would have been fucking toy-tastic. The next song that I think that she, I mean, it's popular, I guess. Physical Attraction, from her debut in 1983. It was written and recorded in 1982 by Reggie Lucas, and it's one of the few songs on her debut that wasn't written by her. Um, it's just, in fact, it sounds like it's by her. It's about a strong, aggressive, sexual woman. I love it. It's very funky. It's it's quite different from the rest of the album. It's more R&B. It's more soulful. It has a good feel to it. It has a good groove. And I kind of wish the rest of the album would have been a little bit more like that. But I understand they wanted to put her more, in pop, in pop era. So definitely, I love it. It wasn't a single, but it was like a B side slash double A side. So it did get some attention. It never was on. It was on Burning Up, which didn't wasn't really a big hit. So yeah, I mean, people like it. When I've talked to people, some people said it's your favorite Madonna song. Others have never heard of it. Um, so the next song is Spanish Eyes from her Like a Prayer album, 1989. She wrote that with Patrick Leonard. And a very interesting side note about Patrick Leonard or Shep Pettibone. People always say Madonna's not very talented as a songwriter, how people were probably doing it for her. She collaborates, but maybe not that much. Listen to anything done by Patrick Leonard or Shep Pettibone or even Stephen Bray with other artists, and you'll see that Madonna brings a major amount of talent to her collaborations because when they collaborate with others, it's weird. It it's like what? This is the same guy who co-wrote like a prayer and Frozen. So anyway, Spanish Eyes, another Latin song. I always interpreted it as having to be about a young Latin man with HIV or AIDS, living in the barrio. I don't necessarily think that's what she meant. I think it's just about maybe crime or poverty or something like that. Anyways, I love the song. It's probably one of her best vocals. She's very almost off key, but still throaty and passionate. And just like I love, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Toni Braxton, but there's just something about when Madonna really feels something. You feel it more than any diva belting. So yeah. So the next, anyway, so that song doesn't take too much to explain. It's a beautiful Latin ballad. It's very haunting. Um, so anyways, so the next song is again from Erotica. 3 songs from Erotica. Secret Garden. It's kind of like a neo soul, neo jazz album, song, where she basically just talks about, I guess, finding solace in this crazy life of hers. It was written by her and Andres Betts, who also co-wrote "Where Life Begins," my first song with her. Um, it's way more. It dives way more deep into the jazz element, and I love it. I think it's an amazing song. You need to go check it out right now. Okay, so recap really quick. So we have "Where Life Begins," "Bad Girl," "Inside of Me," "Paradise," "Physical Attraction," "Spanish Eyes," "Cuidado con mi corazón," and what do you call it? What am I talking about now? Oh, Secret Garden. So yeah, definitely any fan of jazz, any fan of music who just doesn't like Madonna, this is a song I would say listen to this song. So number 9, I guess, technically, or number 2, um, and I know people are gonna say, "What? It was a single and a big single." Secret. I think Secret, again from Bedtime Stories '94. It's underrated as fuck. It's an amazingly catchy song, amazing lyrics, great vocals, instrumentation so different from even at the time. I mean, I know it's hip hop, but it's also some like acoustic touches and it's soulful, but it's not overly so. It's weird. It boggles my mind that a song like this exists, and also it barely made it to number 3. It wasn't a big hit. It went gold barely. I mean, this is her comeback song. I'll Remember, which was released right before that, did much better. I love Secret. The video to me has never been my favorite, but it's definitely one that people remember and love. And yes, the song is popular. If you mention it, people know, okay, I know this. But I feel like it's definitely one of the lesser well-known songs, and definitely one of the less popular Madonna songs. Like, I think if there were a list, they automatically put it at like number 50 or number 30. It wouldn't be in the top 10. Although I think it's one of her best singles and definitely the best single of that album. I don't want to say the best song because song album has some gems, but definitely better than Take a Bow. Definitely and definitely better than Human Nature. I'm sorry. So my last song um, is actually a more recent, um, or like yeah, the last song is "Girl Gone Wild." It flopped on the charts. People said it was too young for her. It got criticism. It did get number one on the dance charts, but all her songs do. My point is, it's an amazingly good, catchy song, and it deserved way better. It was from the MDNA album. Um, she gets writing credit on it, but I've heard the demo that she got from the original songwriter singer. It's a little too similar. It's a little lyrically, it's melodically, it's kind of the same thing. So I don't know. It doesn't really seem like her most creative. It's not definitely. I don't think it's her song, but it's definitely one of her best songs of the past. I'd say 10 years. Definitely better than Bitch on Madonna. Definitely better from Living for Love than Living for Love. Definitely better than Give Me All Your Love and better than 4 Minutes. It's way better than those songs. The video is fucking amazing, and it didn't do well. Um, I think it made like to 107. I could be wrong. Either way, I thought it was an amazing song, and you know, she has so many other songs, and there's other songs that I love by her that were not popular. I love I'm Going Bananas from Breathless. I love Rescue Me from the Immaculate Collection. I love Love Don't Love Tried to Live. Sorry, Love Tried to Welcome Me from the Bedtime Stories record. Nothing Really Matters. Actually, I would put Nothing Really Matters as probably number one or the best non-Madonna song. But I no, I think it actually is. I think it's